to Spurring You On. My name is Cynthia, and my goal today is to spur you on by sharing my health journey with you, part 3. If you didn't see parts 1 and 2, they will be linked in the section below. 2 days after receiving the cancer diagnosis, my friend Dee took me to see a lady who had been diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer in the year of 2005. She decided not to have chemotherapy or surgery, and she and her husband wanted to go a total natural route for healing of the cancer. And they researched many things and found apricot seeds. She told me that she took a whole teaspoon of apricot seeds crushed up along with pineapple juice every single hour that she was awake, and in 6 months she was cancer free. Well, I thought that was pretty interesting, and I thought that would sure beat having to take chemotherapy and have surgery. So I ordered the apricot seeds. This video is not about me taking apricot seeds. I took it, but it didn't work for me. It was not my solution. Maybe I didn't do it right, but that's not the journey that I took. However, the idea came to me to quote scriptures out loud every hour, kind of an hourly dose of the word instead of medication. So I have scriptures on index cards, and so I just took a stack of the cards, laid them out on the counter, and chose the first one, and it was Psalm 118:8. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. In the middle of the night, I woke up and I wasn't feeling well. You know, thoughts seem to be invasive when everything is dark. And negative thoughts are usually what come. And a negative thought came to me. It was, you are going down the drain like bathwater. Well, the enemy of my soul wanted that to be true. Now, I am a person that's always looking for a solution to any problem that I encounter. And I knew that I needed a plan to think life instead of death. So I asked the Lord, which one should I use? And immediately 2 verses popped into my mind. One being Hebrews 10:23, which is, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And then the second one was one that I had to actually look up because I wasn't sure if I was thinking the whole verse out correctly, and I definitely needed to know the reference for that verse. And it is Psalm 118:17. And it is, I will not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord. I would like to spur you on to get some verses that you can have ready at the tip of your tongue during anything that is difficult in your life. And if you are not going through a trying season, I still encourage you to memorize some verses and be ready to have them to fight with, already packed in your arsenal so that you don't have to be caught off guard in any situation. The Word is living and active, and it worked for me. And it will work for you. There are no more middle of the night oppressions, and I'm so thankful. The next morning I woke up and then fell back to sleep, and I dreamed that I was walking along with a lot of other people in this large area when all of a sudden water started to rise, and then people started disappearing, and I was left alone. I knew that I needed to get to dry land, and I looked over to my left, and there was a creek, and on the other side of the creek was higher ground and it was dry. The creek was about 4 to 5 feet wide, too wide for me to just jump across. But there was a tree, and it was a very large tree, and it had 2 trunks. And both of them, I looked at them, and both of them seemed like they were equal in getting me over to safety. So I thought I could climb one of those trunks, and since it bowed over a little bit, I could get closer to the land and I could just kind of swing myself over and get to safety. I wasn't afraid in the dream, but I woke up before I could actually choose which branch. When I woke up, I prayed, Lord, which way should I go? The medical route or the natural route? And immediately the words came to my mind, which way gives me the glory? For years I prayed and asked God to heal people of cancer. I wanted to see Him do a miracle without medicine being involved in it. I believe Jesus died on the cross for my sins and for my healing. And I wanted to give Him glory by doing everything that I could in the natural to bring about that healing. I will go more into that in a later video. Oh, there are just arguments for both sides of the natural and the medical. And I had people giving me advice on both sides, and pretty adamant advice as well. Those people cared about me and wanted the best for me, and I'm so thankful for that. People react differently when they get news that someone has cancer. Some may agree with the method that you choose, and some may pull away. The fix-it people in life do not do well when someone is sick and they can't do anything about it. I'm spurring you on to allow people to have time and give them grace, because the news of you having a problem is hard on them as well. I also would like to spur you on to not act sick and to not take on the identity of sickness. I would not allow myself to say, I have cancer, or call it my cancer. Instead, I would only say, I have been given a diagnosis of cancer. I just didn't want to take it on. I encourage you, no matter what the problem is, whether it's physical, financial, problems with people in your family or other people, to do your best to only speak positively about the situation, and just pray and ask God to help you with the solution. And first of all, get yourself in order and make sure that you are lining up with the Word of God and doing what He's asking you to do, and then just let Him do the rest. Let Him just fight the rest of the battle for you. I would like to spur you on in whatever you are going through today, and you can let me know how to do that in the comments below. You can spur me on by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing. Comments and sharing the video are blessings as well. Until the next time, I'm spurring you on toward love and good deeds.